He adored her always, but particularly tonight. Because tonight she held a folded paper in her gloved hand. Without a doubt, it was the one Charlie had been waiting for. He glanced sideways at his awkward companion. In light of Miss Jo's arrival, he was no longer even passingly interested in educating this chap in the finer points of pleasure, but there were other lessons Charlie could teach him. For instance, men you picked up in places like this were terrible. He pressed a hearty kiss to the side of the fellow's head and then disentangled himself, waving his newly freed hand. "Shoo, shoo." "Well, what?" the chap stammered. "Did I do something wrong?" Charlie's eyes hardly strayed from the clutched paper in Miss Jo's hand. He gestured to the bar, to the smoke, to the various other sofas and alcoves. "Go on, lad." "Lad?" The fellow was at least 10 years older than Charlie. "I said what I said. Now go on, lad. I'm busy. But there's plenty of other nonsense to get up to, so go get up to it. Over there somewhere. But it's been a pleasure, my boy. Godspeed." Poor man. Charlie felt bad for him, slinking off to sit alone at the bar. He was a handsome thing, but he had that sadness about him that was as depressing as it was hard to escape on a Friday night at the Fox. It was when all the tragic ones came in. Charlie watched affectionately as Joe darted around a particularly raucous table of fellows and other fine folks who positively dripped silk skirts and strings of pearls. Noah Clark, another of Charlie's friends, was among them, done up in extravagant drag. His character, the lovely Miss Penelope Primrose, spent her Friday evenings hustling admirers out of their money in nearly every card game imaginable. When Miss Penelope spotted Joe, she gathered her in and pressed a powdered face to Joe's bosom. The two of them talked a bit, going on so long that Charlie nearly gave up and went to pry Joe away before she got sucked into whatever game was going on. But Joe finally kissed Penelope's gloved hand and continued along the path to Charlie's corner. She sat heavily beside him and took his drink right from his hand. "Get your own." Charlie tried to take it back, but she downed the rest of the gin and tonic in a single gulp. He was left with an empty glass. "Don't let Penelope drive you to drink, Joe. There's nothing she'd love more in this life than to know it was she who caused your downfall." "It's you who's driving me, by making me come in here." She straightened her pinstriped lapels and smoothed her tie. "I don't have to come into this rogue-soaked hellhole. I do it for you." Charlie put his head on her shoulder. "Lucky me, then." "Who's that man you sent off?" "Oh, I don't know." "Poor chap," Joe said. "There's no need to banish him if you were having fun. I'm not going to be here very long. I only came to give you this." She brandished the paper between two kid-gloved fingers. Charlie reached out, but she tugged it back. She said. "I went to a lot of bother for this. A lot of snooping in places where snooping gets good little girls into barrels of trouble." "Well, thank God you went instead of me," said Charlie. "Anyone looking at us knows which is the good little girl." "I do hate you." "I know. That's why I'm going to buy your drinks all night." "All year?" He tried to snatch the paper again, but she switched hands with the deftness of a stage magician. "Oh, come off it," he said. 6 months. Her dark eyebrows danced up toward her bowler hat. She had the most devious eyes in England, set into a heart-shaped face with smirking lips. "Minimum." "I have no money, Joe, and you drink like a man twice your size. What am I going to buy it with?" "The money Daddy is going to slip you once your vows are final. That's why you're leaving us for a wife and 20 brats, ain't it? So you can afford to buy my drinks." "I'm not leaving, exactly." 6 months. 3. With a languid motion, Joe held the folded page over the candelabra on the table beside them. As the edges grew toasty and brown, Charlie's stomach knotted. They looked each other hard in the eye. If it was that hard to get